Welcome to Being Real with Olivia. My name is Olivia Ollinger and I love movies and shows. Guys, this is it. The final episode in Season 1. I am so excited. Season 2 is out now, and my plan is I'm going to post a video tomorrow of Episode 1 of Season 2 with no spoilers. It's just going to be a little review. And then I'll post another video with spoilers, and it'll be a recap like this one. So if you've already seen it and you want a recap, you can look forward to that. Or if you haven't seen it yet and you just want to know if it's good or not, then make sure to wait and check out my review. But for now, we still have to cover this episode, so let's get started. Jace and Vi are still at the factory. Jace is feeling awful from killing all those innocent children, which is just so messed up and a hard thing to wrap your head around. I mean, I'm sure he is freaking out right now. He tells Vi he's done working with her and doesn't want to be a part of it anymore. He's already involved in this now, and now he has blood on his hands. Vi gets mad and freaks out at him because Piltover was always a part of it. Just because they never killed someone, like in real life, there was still death going on right under their nose, and they just looked the other way and didn't care. Thousands of people and kids die every day in Zaun, and Piltover doesn't do anything about it. Instead of giving Jace his gloves back, Vi keeps them, and she's ready to fight him for it. But Jace is defeated from what he had to go through and witness and just lets her have them out of pity. Wow, so much for the Hex team. They ended faster than my 4th grade relationship. Meanwhile, Victor is a wreck after what happened to Sky, and he blames himself. She wrote to him how inspiring he is and how much she looks up to him, and how much she really cares for him and loved working for him, making Victor feel even worse because she clearly had a little crush on him. Her death was tragic because it showed how much she dedicated her work and her life to him in science. And Victor was getting so obsessive over his work in an unhealthy way that he didn't even realize the people around him were hurting, going through stuff, and he was hurting himself. He goes to spread Sky's ashes, and then he tries to cliff himself, if you know what I mean, but Jace stops him. Like how in the first episode, Victor stopped Jace from jumping. They have a heart-to-heart, and Victor tells Jace that they need to destroy the Hex rune. It's getting out of control and is really dangerous. Even if it can't save Victor's life and he dies, he can't see any more people around him getting hurt. They failed to accomplish the goal on why they even made it in the first place, which was to help Zaun. And they failed them and let them down, so now they need to make things right by destroying it. Speaking of Zaun, tensions are brewing up down there. Savika and the Ken Barons go to talk to Silko. They are once again, and unsurprisingly, really upset with Silko. Their children were killed in a factory incident, and Silko's not even doing anything about it. Which, in his defense, why would they even put their kids in there? Like, they had to know that was dangerous. I mean, those kids were like 8 and 9, 10. Like, they should not be working in those conditions. Like, they're mad at Silko, but they should really be mad at themselves. Silko, though, also hasn't really been doing anything about his plans. He's kind of been a sucky leader, focused so much on Jinx. So Savika and the Ken Barons are gonna try and kill him. The Ken Barons already had a little chat with Savika beforehand, explaining to her that they should join them because Silko was faltering. So while the Ken Barons are talking to Silko, distracting him, Savika pulls out her sword and strikes on Finn, surprising all of us, but also proving her loyalty to Silko still. She also showed that she could have killed him if she wanted to, but she didn't want to join the Ken Barons since they were idiots. But there are bigger fish in the sea than Silko, and she will not hesitate to join them if they have a bigger plan going on. So she's still on Silko's side, for now. Jace and Silko meet up and they talk like they're old pals. Silko gives Jace a list of demands he wants, which doesn't even seem that bad. I forgot what they all were, but basically he just wanted unlimited access to the Hex Gates, and he wanted a seat on the council and to be his own independent city of Zaun. Jace agrees and says Silko can have that on a few conditions. First one, Silko needs to stop use and trading of Shimmer, just completely be done with Shimmer, which Silko says he would, and he already stopped the manufacturing of it. He also needs to hand back over the gemstone, which Silko said that he has the power to do. But there was one more. Silko has to give Jace and the council Jinx so she can pay for her crimes. Silko tries to defend her and get her out of this, but Jace is convinced. So now Silko has to make the hardest decision of his life. Well, second hardest decision, his first hardest was probably having to betray Vander, which he had no problem doing that, which I'm still really mad about. I loved Vander. Speaking of that, Silko goes to Vander's statue and talks to him, asking him what he should do. If he should give Jinx up for the dream he's been working for his whole life, and it was his whole goal, and it could save all the Zon people, or just lose it all and let his dream go just for her. He loves Jinx like a daughter, and he has taken her in, but she's not his true kid, and he's only known her for a couple years. Jinx happens to overhear this, which isn't good for either of them because Jinx is a maniac and usually takes things into her own hands when she feels like she's being threatened or people are about to betray her. Meanwhile, Vi is ready to get revenge on Savika again for getting Vander killed and kicking her butt the last time. The two girls are getting into it with Savika's shimmer and Vi's gloves that she stole from Jace. Vi never seems to learn her lesson though and gets her butt kicked again. But this is the part I usually start bawling my eyes out. Vi sees Vander and he talks to her, telling her that she needs to keep going because Jinx still needs her. Vander is proud of who she's become and what she's done, and Vi is doing the right thing. Then when Vi gets up, he says, "That's my girl." Tears. Literal tears. Now Vi is ready for round 2. She gets up and fights Savika, and this time she pours all of her emotions, her grief, anger, fear, sadness, all into it. She defeats Savika, but she's the real loser. She only managed to make herself feel worse. All of a sudden, Jinx enters from the shadows and knocks Vi out, taking her away. Jinx is just going around kidnapping people. I mean, first she kidnapped Caitlyn when she was in the shower, and now she just took Vi. And who knows what she's gonna do with Silko. I think she needs to go to a therapist or find a healthy way to cope and manage with her problems than going around kidnapping people and scaring the crap out of them. 'Cause that's actually how you push people away, not bring them closer. Jace and Victor go to the council and tell them their plan. They're gonna discontinue the use of the Hex Rune, and Jace is gonna make the deal with Silko and give him his nation of Zon. The council freaks out and is super displeased, which I don't even get why. Like, they wanted peace with Zon. Well, they're gonna get peace if you just give them what they want, and what they want isn't so bad. They just want to be independent. I mean, they're always talking about how troublesome Zon is and how it's always giving them issues. Well, they don't even do anything about it. They're never even in the undercity. So I don't even get why they care. It's not like they go down there or do anything down there. They just like to be in control. Since we're on the topic of issues, Vi wakes up to see she's tied up by her sister. Jinx has officially gone even more off the rails. She has pushed herself over the edge. She thinks Silko is gonna betray her, and she's sick of everyone using her. She's crazier than before, and I didn't even think that was possible. She tells Vi that Silko didn't create Jinx, Vi did. In her whole life, Vi was always the one who made her feel small and weak. She turns Vi around and shows her their surroundings, where we see Silko is tied up, sitting across from Vi as well. And her Milo body is there, and her Clagger doll. And her Powder Bunny is there as well. Everyone in her life who died because of her, including herself. Vi sees how psycho her sister has gone now, especially when Jinx says she forgot someone, Caitlyn. She brings out a platter and lifts the lid up, and on the platter is Caitlyn's head. JK, it's just a cupcake with the gemstone on it. But that was the effect they were going for. Although I wouldn't be surprised if she did do that. She does bring Caitlyn out though, who's also tied up. She makes a deal with Vi, telling her that if she kills Caitlyn, then Powder will come back and she can have her real sister. Which, Jinx is so far gone, I don't think that's possible. Vi says she won't kill Caitlyn, but the two of them will go away together. Her and Jinx will go far away from this place and be together. Jinx believes her, but Silko makes things worse, confusing her even more by telling her that Vi is lying to her. Silko tells Jinx that she's his daughter and he was never going to give her up in the first place. He loves her and he doesn't want to lose her. And he means every word of it because, like, look at his face. Like, that's the most sincere expression I have ever seen. Caitlyn ruins the moment, though, and breaks free of her bonds, pulling out a gun. She tells Jinx to drop hers, which she does, but then she attacks Caitlyn and steals the gun from her. Silko is telling Jinx to kill Caitlyn, but Vi is telling her to stop. Now Jinx has all her different personalities working against her, and she's getting overstimulated and overwhelmed. She shoots randomly, needing everything to stop and go away, but her bullets hit Silko. Guys, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I genuinely cried. Like, I tear up watching this, like, cause we know Silko's the bad guy, but he always loved Jinx and cared for her. He wasn't good to anyone, but he was a good father to her. Silko says Jinx is perfect, and she holds him while he dies. Even though he did lie to her about Vi, he just did it to protect her because he was right. Like, Vi was never gonna love Jinx. Vi loves Powder and wanted Powder back. Jinx goes off the grid and she grabs her, like, giant rocket launcher thing and places the hex gem inside of it. Then she launches a rocket missile towards the council tower, where all the counselors happen to be and were making a vote. It goes through the window right in the center where all the counselors were. And now we just assume that they all died. And that is the season finale. Okay, but did anyone notice this? When the bullet was going through the window and was about to, like, hit the counselors, Counselor Medarda, like, seemed to sense it, and her golden armor plate lit up, and then she turned around and saw it. My dad actually noticed that. I just thought maybe it was shining because of the reflection or something, but maybe she has, like, some sort of power. So I don't really know. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. Oh, and you know what the counselors were making a vote on? They were all raising their hands, and they were all gonna vote that Silko could have his own nation. They freaked out at first, but then they decided, like, yeah, we need peace. Let's give Silko his own nation. So if Silko would have turned in Jinx, he'd still be alive, and he would have an independent city, which obviously he didn't want to turn her in, but maybe he could have tried to, like, reason with the council a little more, like just maybe have her on house arrest or something. I don't know. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments on what you think of this season and what you think's gonna happen next. Although if you've already seen the first couple episodes of season 2 or the first one, then don't give away the plot or say what's gonna happen. Make sure to like if you've enjoyed and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss these important season 2 reviews and recaps coming up. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for all the support.